Welcome to History, the Infinite Frontier. I'm your host, Harry Carey. Just kidding, I'm Taylor Tomlin, and this is the second episode of Exposing History. We are here at the historic Presidio San Saba outside of Menard, Texas, where it is a cool, crisp 29 degrees this morning. So let's walk around and see what we can find. So this is Presidio San Luis de las Amarillas, better known as Presidio San Saba. It's located on the beautiful San Saba River, which is right over here. The Presidio was established in 1757 by a group of soldiers leaving San Antonio. The fort was built initially to establish a mission, which was built later in 1761, called the Mission Santa Cruz de San Saba. The original intention of the mission was to convert Lipan Apaches, which did not work out for them very well. They had perpetual Comanche raids. They were also trying to establish a mine, and there are still stories of a lost mine here somewhere around San Saba that Jim Bowie was notoriously famous for trying to find. Here in just a second, when we get up to the gate, we'll see some graffiti, including what should be a familiar name to most people. Let's see. There's the remnant of some on this side. A lot of early dates. There it is right here. It's a little hard to see, but there's Bowie and Mina, Bowie's mine. So Bowie and a group of his men had come out here multiple times to try to find the mine, and at one point they were ambushed by a band of Comanches, and they used what was remaining of the fort here to defend themselves. So March 16th, 1758, 2000, Comanches and Wichitas combined, mostly Comanches, attacked the fort for the final time. 27 survivors managed to escape the Presidio, but the rest of the men, and the priests included, were just massacred. There were several attempts to come back and retake the fort, but none of them worked out. The Comanches also managed to get away with at least 2 cannons, which according to history, they took back north up to present-day Nacona and were taught by some French traders how to use them. So if you can imagine how scary the Comanches already were, imagine Comanches with artillery. The fort was left mostly in ruin for quite a few, I guess a couple of centuries. What you see today is reconstructed out of remnant that was laying around. I've been told that there was somewhat of a perimeter wall still established with rubble. The city of Menard allowed citizens to take freely stone from the Presidio and possibly what was left of the mission to build homes in town. And there are quite a few homes in Menard today built out of Presidio stone, which is not that undifferent from what happened to the missions in San Antonio, Goliad, and the other areas of Texas. The restoration of what you see here was done in the 30s, and it was part of a WPA CCC project. And about 20 miles from here, just down the road, is the historic Fort McCavitt site, which was the next outpost built by the Americans after the Mexican War to protect the region. It was part of the string of forts stretching from San Antonio to El Paso, and we will be making a stop there today after I leave here. There's something for you to screenshot and do a little reading on. A better representation of what the fort would have originally looked like. And we are in the middle of the main plaza here. Still see a pile of wall rubble, a couple of piles of wall rubble. By the way, they're just beyond the piles of rubble is the golf course. If you're a golfer, come play golf at historic Presidio San Saba sometime. Now this fort was eventually reestablished like most of the failed forts in Texas, or the failed presidios, and its next location is down just south of the point of the ear in the Big Bend. And of course that fort has now been long abandoned, and there's not much of anything around it. It is pretty close to present-day Boquillas, Texas. And there's the San Saba. If you're ever passing through this way, there is a parking lot to stop and a decent little bathroom to use. Last wayside to stop at. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little video, and be looking for the next one about Fort McCavick coming up next.